Hey guys, Valeros here from the Arc Trade Federation. I have a starter base build guide for you today. It's going to have just about everything you need for players lower than level 50. The next video in the series I will show you how to expand said starter base, get you to the next tier, but put the cart before the horse here. Let's go ahead and get started on this starter base. So this base will be a 4x4. We're going to start ourselves off with some stone foundations. The reason why we are building with stone instead of thatch and wood is simply for the decay timer. If you do not want to build out of stone, feel free to use thatch, or well, I really wouldn't recommend thatch or wood. But we're going to go and lay down a 4x4 square. If you want to add a little porch or something in the front to store your dinos on, you can go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and put one down for this particular build. Next, you are going to need walls or large walls. I already have large walls in my action bar. This is going to be 4 high. When you place these down, you want to make sure the green is facing you. So you're going to be facing the back part of the base. Here I am sitting on the porch, facing the back side. If it was light blue, like that right there, they would be snapped wrong. If you're not worried about your snap points, then that's for you, but I like to make sure my snap points are all nice and neat. So we're going to go ahead and place these large walls around the sides here. We're going to leave this right here open. Right here we're going to be placing a fence foundation. I like making sure the door is placed evenly. You don't have to place these here. You don't even have to place 2. You only need 1, but I'm going to put 2 just because I like the way it looks. I like it to be a little symmetrical. Now let us find our door, our gateway. Reinforced gate. The reason why we're going with the reinforced dino gate instead of a regular door for your base is so you have room to bring your dinos in. I know as a low level player you're not going to have a gigantic base surrounded with beaky gates and all that stuff. As fantastic as that would be, you're probably going to have a raptor and a parasaur, maybe a pteranodon. So this is what we're going to work with for now. The next build I'll show you guys will be a little bigger. So we've got that on. We won't bother placing our ceiling just yet. We're going to need it so we can. We're going to need the ceiling gone so we can place the stuff down in K mode without the ceiling impairing us. So let's find us a ladder. I know I got one in here somewhere. Actually, let's stick true to this. Let's go with this ladder. Get ourselves a wooden ladder. You're going to climb up on the ladder. You're going to point your camera down. Hit the K button. It'll look like this for you. Back off the ladder. Pick up the ladder. And now we're going to get refining forges. I already have some down here on my bar. I'm going to have 8 refining forges in here to make it easier to smelt metal. So you can advance to the metal tier, and if you wanted to skip the metal tier and go straight to tech, you could, but until you get an industrial forge, you're going to need a bunch of refining forges. So we're going to start out with those 4 there. I'm going to hit the K button again, and I'm going to get a catwalk. I do not see it on my inventory, so let's see if I have one here. I do. We're going to be using quite a few of these, so I'm going to put those on my action bar since we're done with foundations. We're going to be placing 2 catwalks down above our forges. We're going to be getting our ladder back out. Going back into K mode. Get our refining forges out. They're still on the bar. And you want these refining forges to hang over a little bit. That way you can access their inventory. So we're going to go ahead and place these along this catwalk right here. And the reason why I say 8, I think I already said this, but This will give you the ability before you get to your industrial refining forge to smelt metal quickly. Not only to smelt metal, but to get charcoal. You can use thatch to power these refining forges, wood, or spark powder. I recommend wood or thatch. A little cheaper to come by than spark powder, but spark powder will definitely work. The next thing we're going to do is place our crafting station just on the other side of these refining forges, so we don't have to worry about walking metal all the way across our base. That's a giant pain in the butt. Being a low level player, you won't have that much carry weight, so this will make it a little easier on you. So let's place our ladder down again. We're going to go back into K mode. I'm going to place a table down because I hate looking down for my mortar and pestles. If you do not want to waste the Ingram points on this, you do not have to do this. This is strictly for your strictly to your preference. We're going to place our table down probably about right there. So that's not in the exact middle of the block. The middle would have been about right there. I'm going to place it right there though, that way it's close to the forge. And then we're going to grab a smithy. I do not have one on my bar, so let me find one in here. Grab our smithy out, and we're going to line our smithy up with our table, just like so. Now let me get my mortar and pestles out. Go ahead and put those, replace the refining forges on my action bar. And 4 is a little excessive if you don't think you need that many. I like having a bunch of narcotics crafting at once. You can have one for narcotics, one for spark powder, one for gunpowder, one for cementing paste, whatever suits your fancy. But you're going to be taming a lot of dinos as a lower level, so having multiple to create narcotics as fast as you can, definitely not a bad idea. So after we place that down, we're going to be getting our catwalks back down, and we're going to be placing the fabricator on top of this. This will save you some space, so you have more room for activities to build other things. That's the whole point of this base, is to save you space and to give you room to store some of your dinos. So we're going to put our fabricator on there. We still want to make sure we can access it. We'll put it about the middle. So let's go over here and see if we can still access this. So we can access our fabricator. We can access all of our forges. We have our mortar and pestles here ready to go, and our smithy. Everything is within reach of these refining forges, which is awesome. That's the way we want it. This way we don't have to walk, like I said, across our base to get things. Next, we are going to place down another catwalk, or more catwalks. We're going to put these right here. Let's place one more out. Yeah, that's what I want. And let me get my ladder out here. Sorry. Get ladder out here. We're going to climb up here. Hit K. Go up. Hopefully this works out for us. So we're going to be placing large storage boxes up here. If you don't want to use large storage boxes, you could also use mannequins. I'm putting large storage boxes up here, that way you can sort your resources more easily, and I will be putting mannequins down below. But we're going to place some up here. You want to get them as close as possible. And the reason why we added that other catwalk is so you can, as you can see, we're walking backwards on this guy right here. And put that there. We'll see if that gets rid of it when we demolish this. Nope. Sweetness. There we go. So we have our storage there. Demolish that guy. Actually, I could have used that. Oh well. Let's place another one down. And now we're going to be placing our mannequins right here. So we go into K mode again. And we have our mannequins right here. When you place the mannequins down, they are a little particular on how they need to be placed. So let's get this as far back as we can go. See if we can put them right there. So when you're placing this, you want to go forward just about right there, where the back of the mannequin in front is touching the chest of the other mannequin. You place 4 or 5 down here. Rotate your camera around, make sure you can line this stuff up. And I think that's all I'm going to put down right there. So you want to make sure that you can see the swap all. When you see the swap all, you can pull up the inventory for your mannequin, which has an inventory limit of 299 versus the storage box, which is only 45, which is why I like having mannequins down. So you can store your bulk resources like stone, wood, thatch, fiber. You can store all those in here. Then you have these up here for your blueprints, your weapons, your gear, metal, such things like that, if you didn't want to store your metal in your smithy or what have you. Back here on this side, I'm going to put a bed. The reason why I'm putting a bed back here, and you can place more than one if you want, that way you can respawn more quickly, because these beds do have a 5-minute timer, so having more than one here is not a bad idea. But the reason why we have this bed right here is when you spawn in, like if you're transferring over from another map, you're spawning in next to your bed, you have a whole bunch of stuff in your inventory, you can open your mannequin up and transfer stuff from your inventory into your mannequin. We'll make that a little easier for you. But yeah, that's all we're going to have in this first part here. Let's go ahead and throw a roof on this puppy. As soon as I can find ceilings. I got a search tool, I might as well use it. Oh, they're on my bar. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Just jump, place these up there. It's going to be a little harder to place the other ones up. If you have flyers and you want to store them on the roof of your base, you can put a hatch frame in that corner. Let's see if we have a hatch frame in here. Yep, there it is. We're going to throw the hatch frame up here. And ladders on the 2 key. We're going to put our ladders down. You don't have to take your ladder down all the way to the floor. You can still reach it right here, so I'm not going to take it all the way down to the floor. And then we might as well just climb up our ladder and finish placing our ceilings up there. If I can find the right key. Until you get greenhouse, you can use this front the ability to make greenhouse glass. You can use this front part, what I call the porch, to put small crop plots out here if you wanted to. The next build I will show you will have a greenhouse on it, so if you're interested in that, please stay tuned. Keep an eye out for the next video. Anyways, guys, that is the starter base that I have for you. I hope you guys found it useful. If you did, please like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.